233. And notice I said the DateJust 41. While sometimes people still call this the DateJust II, this model was redesigned in 2016, and they no longer make the DateJust II. It is now the DateJust 41. And some improvements they've made, and that is they actually changed the movement. It's now a 70-hour power reserve movement, so it's a new movement in this watch. I believe it's the 3235, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me below in the comments. I have it all written down, and I should have brought it here and been a little bit more prepared. But it's a new movement, needless to say. They decreased the thickness of the watch 1 millimeter compared to the Rolex DateJust II. And if you really put them side by side, they decreased the size of the bezel. I had the DateJust II and the green Romans. You can check the video. I'll add a link at the top right here of my review on that watch. And I loved it, but it was just a little large for my wrist. And it was, the proportions just didn't seem right, especially for someone who's owned the vintage references before. So when this one came out, I definitely let the prices just drop a little bit, but I did get this one brand new. This is a 2017 model. I had all the stickers on it and everything when I got it. Check out my Instagram at Watch Display. You can see all my latest content and the latest watches I either have for sale or the ones that I've purchased for my personal collection, as well as all my handmade hand-stitched straps that I make here in the USA. Now, used to be in Florida, and now I'm currently located in Ohio. But back to the watch. They also decreased the lug to lug. I'm getting around 47.5 with my calipers, but some people have mentioned in the Rolex forums that they're getting 48, and that's compared to the 50 millimeters that you would get with the DateJust II. And I don't know why they call it the DateJust 41, because if you measure diagonally, I'm getting 39.5 millimeters. And first I thought my calipers were off, so I went and got a second pair. I had some backup, like old, like little plastic ones, got the same measurement. So I went to the forums, and sure enough, many other people are getting these same measurements. So you always hear a lot of people say, especially the vintage lovers, and don't get me wrong, I love the 36 millimeter DateJusts. I had a 1625, I had a 16013, I had a 16233, I think it was. I can't remember the third one. But yeah, they're all awesome watches. But a lot of people say, oh, the DateJust 2 or the DateJust 41, they're too big. They shouldn't be 41 millimeters. And I highly recommend. My wrist is 6 inches and 3/4, so 6.75. And I have kind of a somewhat round shaped, actually probably more of an oval. So a lot of watches really hug my wrist well. And on this Jubilee, I mean, if you wear a vintage Jubilee, now vintage Jubilees have their charm. They're awesome because they feel super comfortable. And they have that vintage charm to them. But when you feel this Jubilee and you wear it on a daily basis, especially with this clasp and the 5 millimeter Easy Link connection on here, you might not want to ever go back to a vintage bracelet again. I mean, this bracelet is superb. They did an amazing job on it. I believe it's 21 millimeters, and you see it has a super heavy taper, which I really think looks very, very attractive on the wrist. So yeah, so it's a very well, what do you want to say? It's very well proportioned in my opinion now compared to the DateJust II. And what's really nice about this piece is the stick markers they've decreased too. I always used to say on my DateJust II, I wish they had a black dial with smaller sticks. This is obviously before the newer ones came out, and of course they came out with this. It gives it more of a batten look versus, you know, like the vintage 1603 and 1601s. They have, like, some of them have the battens. Of course, these are still a little larger because they're filled with a lot of luminova. Super bright. It's blue, but it's just a great watch. And let me show you what it looks like on the wrist. Now these can be had anywhere from, I'd say anywhere from 95 up to probably about 13, depending on where you're getting it from, who you're getting it from, full set, brand new, and obviously condition. I mean, this one is still stupid mint. I mean, it's just minty, minty, minty. And Rolex does the fluted bezel better than anybody in the world, in my opinion. It's just an insanely beautiful bezel. I would compare this to the Omega Globemaster, but unfortunately I had sold that model. I would really like to compare it to the tungsten bezel in one video with both of them side by side. But I'm going to be honest with you. I love the pie pan dial on that Globemaster, and you can follow back. I had some videos on that too. But this just wears so much more elegantly. It's just an elegant, is that a word? Elegantly. But it just wears insanely good. And now with the 70-hour power reserve, which isn't real crazy cutting edge. I mean, there's freaking Tissot's that have 70 and 80 hour power reserves. But not that I'm dogging Tissot. I'm just saying that it's not like, oh my God, Rolex has 70-hour power reserve. But it is nice finally having that nice long power reserve. So when you're in rotation, you don't always have to, pull it out and reset the date and all that kind of stuff. But it's a beautiful watch, and I do recommend people to give it a try. This also can come on an oyster bracelet, and they also comes solid stainless steel with the fluted bezel also. Of course, this is solid 18 karat yellow gold. It gives it a nice heft. And I mean, this watch I probably get more comments on than any other watch that I've ever owned. It's just a beautiful conversation piece. But thank you for checking it out. And if you have any questions about it, or if you want me to compare it to any other watches, I'd gladly give you some differences. You can check my Instagram. I've had some in the past 2016 and 2017. I've had a significant amount of models in Explorer 2, Zenith El Primero tricolor chronograph, pre-ceramic subs. I've bedazzled a little or played around a little bit with ceramic subs, ceramic GMTs I owned, DateJust II, Daytona, tons of them. So just any questions, I'd be happy to let you know my thoughts. And if you'd like me to compare it to maybe a watch you're thinking about getting, I might be able to help you in terms of making your decision. And ultimately, these are all my opinions, so you have your right to, whatever opinion you may have. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and check me out on IG. Watch display. Ciao.